Alex, what are the best type of commercials a company or brand can be using now? This is a question that I get asked a lot, so let's dive into it. There really are a plethora of commercial styles, and that word quite perfectly fits. There are all sorts of production companies out there that profess to have the secret sauce. However, it really does come down to what you are trying to say as a brand. What are you selling, and how do you want to shove that specific point into the faces of your target markets? Here are what I think are the most popular styles of commercials currently surfing the internet: branded content, experiential, Docummercial, modern infomercials, vlogging, and VR. But Alex, that's not true. I don't care, because this is what really is being used the most. Branded content. This type of video is more popular with bigger companies: Nike, Adidas, Tide, beer. These commercials may or may not tell a story. They don't really need to demonstrate a specific product, so they try to attach emotional responses to their spots. They know we have seen their stuff too much, so they now want to brainwash us to think they are just the right choice. These are commercials that can get very experimental. Take the spot from Uber. It doesn't even show a car or even explain what Uber does. It's because they already know that we know what they do already. They can afford to try new things, and a lot of the time it doesn't even really need to make sense. Take this commercial from Reebok, for example. It's a bunch of quick varying shots connected with random shiz, but it works. It's about the brand rather than just the product. Here's another example, but this one is a product brand commercial. Huawei mixed random with a phone. Again, very experimental. Experiential. These commercials directly engage with the consumer and encourage them to participate in a brand experience. For example, Chevy, by pretending to use non-actors in an open space while their trucks pop up all over the place. Amazon did a commercial where a truck was pulling a container around that had a T-Rex roaring from it. It's about capturing people's emotions as it happens, whether they knew about it or they did not. Typically, it's made to feel as raw as possible. You let the people do the talking. It's for the people, by the people. It's made to look like you caught real moments. You're giving people the opportunity to interact with a person, place, or thing. Another example of this is from New Balance. It's a very in the streets type video. It looks and feels organic. Another growing area of experiential content is live streaming. Here is an example. Comcast Xfinity did something that was really groundbreaking at Winchester Mansion this last October, called Project Dead Zone. They put a mesh system throughout the house which would provide Wi-Fi all over, and then they had a paranormal investigative team go through the house while people streaming it could tell them where to go and what to do. Very scary. I wouldn't do that ever. Docummercials. Docummercials really are what they sound like. It's a documentary type commercial. Anything that documents how something works or how something happened. It may or may not have talking heads in it. You see this done with athletic spots. Take this commercial from Gillette, for example. It follows a pro football player through childhood to becoming a man, shaving manliness. They connect historical events to a brand. This is a pretty smart move. Real events plus everyday products. Good stuff. Here's another example where Lucozade connected a documentorial story with a brand. Don't even know if that's a real word. This spot is, It focuses on real people experiences to pull on those emotional responses. Some of my favorite companies that do the spots above are MJZ, Smuggler, Tool of North America, and Biscuit. Modern infomercials. Modern infomercials heavily focus on the product or service while attaching it to a story, event, or feeling. It really puts emphasis and purpose with what they are trying to say. This is where branded content and modern infomercials differ. Branded content has more freedom, while infomercials are more exact with what they are trying to say. It has a specific purpose. These commercials can have talking heads. The purpose is to take a complicated product or service and break it down so we know how to use it and why we need it. The product or service is shown as early as possible in the spot, so we can see why we would want it. That does not mean we have to have somebody explaining it, but that is very typical for this style. Sandwich Video is a company that comes to mind because they are so good at this. They are actually the ones, in my opinion, that sparked this type of video up. Their copy is spot on in everything they do. Their commercials are more like a guide of showing why you need it and how to use it. Other companies like Harmon Brothers and Purple really took this style to a whole new level. Look at the Sqautty Potty commercial, for example, and Purple's Sasquatch commercial. It's a very in-your-face type video, and it tries to grab your attention in any way that is possible. It's about showing and explaining how something works in the most ridiculous of ways. Anything to keep the attention is kind of how it goes. Vlogging. This is probably one of the fastest growing types of video that is out there right now. It's becoming a really popular way of marketing content and or building a brand. You might not look at a big YouTuber as a marketer, but they are. Their shows in essence can become a commercial. We have all seen YouTubers talk about a product that they were sent. It's not your typical commercial, but it's a smart move from these companies. Whenever you infuse a YouTuber that resonates well with your product, it's basically gold. It doesn't even look like a commercial anymore because that YouTuber has already built that relationship with the viewer. They're basically talking to a friend. VR, which is awesome in my opinion, and it's still trying to find its place. It could technically go into experiential, but it's so different and unique that it must go in its own category. I think we are only brushing the surface of what we can do with this new way of advertising. It literally allows you to do things that were not previously possible. Take, for example, Free Solo. They made a 360 version in which you can follow Alex Honnold climb Yosemite, and it's insane. It allows the viewer to experience his climb rather than just watch it. In my opinion, this is an untapped way of marketing content. There are several different styles to making engaging content, and there isn't just one proven way that is king. All of these styles have proven to have great success. It really just depends where you and your brand stand. What is it that you are trying to accomplish? Until next time, throw a like on the board, smash the subscribe button or follow, and I will see you next time.